Hello, I'm Milkshake Matty, and thank you very much for joining me again today for another cryptocurrency video. I appreciate every single one of you that's come along. Today we're going to be talking about some news that's been all over the place, but it's been an interesting story to follow. The first thing we're going to be talking about is going to be the whale that did a huge short on Bitcoin and bet on the market going down. The response on social media, especially on X or Twitter, where people then banded together to try and hunt him and liquidate him and send him bust. We're also going to be talking about some incredibly bullish news from XRP, but nobody seems to be caring about it at the moment. We're going to look at the fear and greed index, which will probably explain why nobody cares about it. But let's get straight into it. Nothing I do here is financial advice. Please seek your own financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on the internet with a beard talking to you about what I see and do. Nothing here is financial advice. First things first, let's go and have a look at the top 100 cryptos by market cap. And actually, there's a bit of green going on. Now, I did a video on TikTok this morning. It was a sea of red. So in that last, couple of hours, we've gone from red to green over a 24-hour period, which is good. I mean, we can see here that there are a few that are doing really, really well. I mean, we've got Binary X is up 41%. Cake is up 40%. BNB is up 6%. What have we got here? We've got Kronos. Yeah, of course. That one is up 7.6%. So things are looking all right. I think I've put in a little folder here. Let me go and just double check. Yeah, I have. Pi down 6.3%. Bitcoin is pretty much where it was yesterday. And XRP pretty much where it was yesterday. So that is telling me that right now, the market's okay. It's where it should be. We're not seeing any massive gains unless you've got one of those coins I've just mentioned. And most of the market is pretty much where it was yesterday. It was interesting to have a weekend without any drama, to be honest. In fact, what I mean by that is, quite often over the last few weekends, about 5 or 6 weekends in a row, there's been news coming out of America, which has affected the crypto market absolutely massively. Excuse me. We've had exchanges getting raided. We've got tariffs. We've had all sorts. But it's just been quite a smooth weekend. But there is one story which has gripped people's attentions, and that has been the whale that made the short bet. For those of you who don't understand leverage trading, it's basically betting. You gamble on the market going up or you gamble on the market going down. With that bet, you will then pick your leverage. So it could be anything between 2 times leverage all the way up to 100 times. And that basically means whatever the money that you make on that movement of it going up, it times by that amount. The payoff for that is there's a liquidation point. And that liquidation point, if it hits it and it goes in the wrong direction to what you gambled, either up or down, if it hits the liquidation point, you lose all your money. There are people on social media that will track wallets that often make big moves, and this is one that was flagged up yesterday. Now, it's actually changed as Sunday went on, and it's a really interesting story. I love stuff like this. I always find it really, really interesting. So what had happened is this whale had made a 330-odd million gamble that the market, Bitcoin in particular, was going to go down. And they took that bet out at $83,000. They did leverage on it. I can't remember what the leverage was now. Wait me 1 second. Let's have a look here. I think it says it on here. Yeah, it was a 40 times leverage. So any money they made was going to be times by 40. But the payoff for that, the liquidation point, was just above 85,500 US dollars. So if his gamble went wrong and it went up, he would lose all his money. Social media got drift of this and people started banding together to try and work together to force the price up to liquidate him. It's an interesting tactic and thousands of people got involved and the market did go up. But what this whale did was he added more money to his position to move his liquidation point up even further. And he actually just rescued himself. And as it stands right now, Bitcoin is down from where he took that leverage trade out. So he didn't get liquidated and he made some money. Speculation was then rife. Who owns that wallet? Because obviously they can just see a wallet address. They can't see names or addresses of who the person is. And people started speculating that actually it was one of Trump's sons that had done this. How they worked that out, I don't know. Whether that's a complete guess that have just got traction on social media, time will tell. But interestingly, what happened was is that they then opened up I think it was a 10x leverage on the Milana Trump coin. So there's 2 options here. One of them, that was a nod from the Trump son to let everybody know that it was him. or it was a big whale playing a game, making everybody think it was. Either way, it's an interesting story. The way that people en masse tried to attack that person's bet and liquidate them. It nearly worked. It didn't work. But it was just an interesting thing that happened. Quite often when big whales make these moves, because they know something, be something from inside trading, in my opinion, and market manipulation. But by far the story of the day was the way that people en masse tried to attack that person's trade and getting liquidated. It didn't quite work. They nearly did. They got within about 800 US dollars of the trading point to liquidate him, but the person added more money into it, rescued themselves. If you're interested in doing the same and tracking some of these wallets, head over to Twitter or X, and there are so many people out there tracking these big wallets, and it's really interesting to watch. If that's the kind of thing you'd find interesting, go and look for wallet trackers. Moving over to XRP, the price as it stands right now it's right now 11:30 UK time AM on Monday the 17th of March, and it's currently at $2.34. So we've seen some consolidation of XRP over the last couple of days, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think actually XRP is holding up a hell of a lot better than some others. So if you are an XRP holder, I think you should be happy. But there's something here which is interesting to have a look at, because if this news would have come out pre-Christmas, for instance, the social media would have gone absolutely mental on it, and we'd have probably seen XRP's price go up by a good 7, 8, 9, 10%. But because of the fear and greed index and where it is at the moment, people are nervous when it comes to cryptocurrency. And let me show you what I mean by that. The fear and greed index, according to CoinMarketCap right now for cryptocurrencies, is at 22, which obviously is smack bang on the fear and extreme fear zone. So people's confidence, it's not quite there yet. They're still uneasy about what's happening. And this shows, because the news I'm going to show you next, if this drops when it's in a neutral position on that scale, or in the green at greed, and if it had been in extreme greed, oh my God, it would have probably gone up 25% the price. And it's basically the head banking chairman discusses new legislation in the USA, and while they're doing it, they're flashing all ripple symbols and talking about, and you'll see what it is. Tell you what, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it and tell me what you think.
Cryptocurrency is here to stay. We want to innovate in America before we overregulate it. We had a framework put in place led by Senator Haggerty, Senator Lomas, myself, making sure that the stable coins, to understand stable coins, it's kind of like a traveler's check on the blockchain. It gives people more access to the resources, and it will reduce the cost of doing business in America. A leap in the right direction. We will be the country that leads in the cryptocurrency footprint for generations.
There it is.
To come. It's another promise made by President Trump on the campaign trail, another promise that we're keeping in our legislative agenda and priorities. The American people can rest assured that democratization is here to stay, and it will get better and better as we move these bills to the president's desk to be signed into law. It was a really good week.
And there you go. Now, this is what I'm talking about. And let me just delve into this a little bit deeper. So if this was extreme greed or fear, that would be enough to jumpstart a price increase. And it definitely would happen. There's no doubt about it. The only reason this hasn't made an effect over in America is because of where we are in that fear and greed index. Now, I know I keep banging on about this fear and greed index because it is so relevant and it does have an impact. So hopefully you guys can start using that fear and greed index to start helping you make some decisions on when's good to buy, when's good to sell, what's likely to happen if good news or bad news drops during these different zones. You can start judging that yourself. I think there's been some great positive news coming out about XRP recently, but the market hasn't reacted how you'd expect, basically on the basis of where everybody's mindset is, psychology to do with trading. But I think we're going to start heading out of that. I think as we start heading throughout March, we start heading towards April, I do believe the market is going to start changing up and we're going to start seeing some increases. We need the Bitcoin price to go up significantly, and I believe that it will. And then we'll start to see psychology of buyers and crypto traders change. and then it'll be all teed up then ready for to have what some people call a bull run or an increase, whatever you want to call it. If you are interested in doing leverage trading like what that whale was doing, obviously probably not, you're not going to do it with 33 million US dollars, but you could do it with $33 or $333 or $3,333. You can do it with whatever amount of money that you wish. There is a link in my bio to Bitunix. That is a leverage trading website with non-KYC, so no identification is needed. You can sign it up. I know that a lot of exchanges in some countries don't allow you to do leverage trading, but this one is. You can go and use that one no matter where you're from. If you're in the UK or Canada or Australia, or you can go and use that. Or indeed, if you're from America. Although I know in America you have a lot of options for leverage trading. But it's really, really good. Make sure you read the terms and conditions so that you understand it. Remember that this is basically gambling. Let's get it straight. You are gambling on the market going up and not gambling on the market going down. And if you get it wrong, you could lose all your money. There are ways to stop it. Remember what I said about that, what that whale did as the market was moving in a direction he wasn't expecting and it was heading towards his liquidation point. You can put some more money in it to move the liquidation point again to save your trade. But listen, make sure that you understand the risks involved and make sure that you read the terms of agreement of the website so that you understand it. There is over $8,000 US dollars worth of gifts for newbies. It's all dependent on how much money you put in for when you load up your account. But go and check it out. Been an interesting weekend. I've enjoyed the news about this whale. I've enjoyed some of the XRP news that's coming out. I think the market's in a decent position right now, no matter what the fear and greed index is telling us. I'm quite happy about where we are. I'm looking forward to the next few weeks and especially the next month. Hopefully you're feeling the same too, but let me know in the comments how you're feeling. Please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well because it really does help. And if you followed me over here from TikTok, I appreciate every single one of you. Put it in the comments. Let me know that you've come over from TikTok because honestly, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys. But listen, I'll be seeing you on the next video. I might even do a video later on this afternoon actually because I've got a plan that I want to do. If I've got enough time, I'll bang it out this afternoon. If not, then that video will be there for tomorrow. But listen, I appreciate every single one of you. Hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the next one.